Is this thing making us dumber as ham radio operators? Are new people who are just discovering ham radio bad for the hobby? Today, you're going to get my opinion, and frankly, I don't give a damn if you like it or not. This time on K6UDA Radio. Let's do this. Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm Bob, K6UDA, your host for the next couple of minutes. And today, yes, I have a bitch. I have a bitch and moan. And it comes from some of you on the interwebs. God, some of the comments that I see on some of the posts got me crazy. Guys, we're over a quarter of the way through the 21st century, if you could believe it or not. Yeah, it's 2026. And in the past 10 years, there have been some incredible, mind-blowing advances in ham radio technology. SDR radio technology being brought to the masses at prices that any of us can afford, or most of us. Internet-linked repeater systems, digital radio, FT8, JS8 call, D-Star, DMR, YSF, Fusion, Pi-Star hotspots, open spots, clear nodes. One of my absolute favorites, the mic. This thing has changed the way I do ham radio. You know, for the first time in ham radio history, repeaters throughout different states, regions, and even countries can be linked just like that with things like the clear node and open spots. They can either be linked permanently, like some of them are here in the Magic Valley, or simply for a morning net. Before we continue, did you know that only about 25% of you guys that are watching this video right now are subscribed? Maybe you think you are subscribed, but hey, YouTube hates me. They unsubscribe people just because I have content that deals with guns and scary stuff. Ooh. So anyway, I would like to ask you to hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, leave a comment, share the video wherever you can, because that's the way we get over this whole algorithm thing that YouTube's got going on. You know, guys, I said I have radios to give away. I get a bunch of radios all the time from manufacturers who want me to do reviews, who send me things for testing. And when I'm done with them, I can't use them all. I've got a few that I use all the time, and the rest of them are sitting here in boxes. I've decided I want to give them to you. But I've also decided I want to support the guys that support me. Because, hey, it's all a big circle and we're all a big happy family. So go check out Guns and Ham Radio at locals.com. Follow that link. Link's also in the description below. And sign up. You might just get yourself a free radio or two. K6UDA, Guns and Ham Radio on rumble.com. The Idaho Preparedness Channel on rumble.com. And pretty brand new around here on YouTube, go check out the Idaho Preparedness Channel here on YouTube. Subscribe to me over there. All right, guys, that's it. Back to the show. So why is it that some people insist on pissing into the wind with their comments? I see comments about this, like, oh wow, we're not ham radio operators anymore. Now we're internet appliance operators, and welcome to amateur internet. Give me a freaking break, guys. I get it. Ham radio has a rich history. We started with spark gap transmitters, but you know, after World War I, those were banned because they didn't do things efficiently. The boat anchors in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Amazing feats of radio technology growing and growing. I find it amazing that there are still guys out there who are building and designing their own radios, amplifiers, antenna systems, and it just spurs more and more creativity in the hobby. I find that amazing, but not everybody got into the hobby to be an experimenter, to be a designer, a builder. Not everybody who gets into ham radio has a degree in engineering, and it pisses me off no end that there are still the holier than thou elitists who continue in 2026 to berate new hams about not knowing the elementary things about the hobby because they don't know what to ask. These are the same guys that are proclaiming all this new technology is destroying ham radio. Thanks to advances in ham radio, devices like this, hams that want to travel, let's say on cruise ships, where they don't allow the ham radios, but they won't even know what this is. And it really, because it's not ham radio, but interfaces with ham radio, a lot of hams could probably bring this on a cruise ship. Guys that want to have remote access to other repeaters throughout the country. Maybe you've moved and you've got friends in another place, or you've met friends in another place and you want to get back onto their local repeater. Well, you know what? This makes it super, super easy to do that. Now, instead of having that one little slice of repeater in a small area, that repeater can be linked with many other repeaters throughout a state or a region. And so you get a whole bunch of guys. I just talked to a guy this morning on this from my repeater, hooked into other repeaters here in the Magic Valley. And this other guy, he was talking to me from Missoula, Montana. And he said, hey, I just happened to find the MVARC Fusion Room, and I decided to get on there. Well, I'm not hooked up to the MVARC Fusion Room. I'm hooked up to the Idaho Command. But the Idaho Command is also hooked up with the MVARC room. So, hey, I was able to talk to a guy in Missoula, Montana. I could have very easily done that on a traditional radio, but this is on all the time in my shack, and so I hear everything. But no, no, no. According to some people, I need to have one of these in my hand, or I need to have this in my hand, because this and this are ham radio unless they're hooked up to the internet, in which case it's not ham radio. It's the same thing as this. And that's bullshit. The other half of my bitch are the same type of guys who are getting on forums built for beginner ham radio operators. And you got to see some of the answers to some of the questions that these guys are posting. It is freaking insane. If you guys want to drive out people on a forum built and titled specifically for ham radio for beginners, when you've got people that are afraid to ask a question and they answer a post with a comment that says, I'm deathly afraid to ask a question about something that I don't know because I don't know how to ask the question. And I'm glad somebody else asked the question because I'm afraid of the comments that are going to come in. Guys, if you are trying to help and you're not encouraging people to do something, hey, give them positive information. These people don't know what they don't know. It is what it is. And that, my friends, is bullshit. That is what is going to take this hobby from almost 1 million people down to about 100,000 people because, you want to have your exclusive freaking club that only engineers and super smart guys can be in. After you get your way, there'll be about 100,000 of you left. A lot of you are going to die off pretty soon in the next 5 or 10 years. In which case, the FCC will then look at the roles of ham radio operators and say, there isn't enough of you to sustain you, and we're going to sell off all this bandwidth. We've got all of this bandwidth. We can make a ton of money or a little bit of money, and we could pay some Somalian daycare centers. Bad joke. But you get it. That will be the end of ham radio. I don't care if you bitch. You could bitch at me all you want. But guys, I'm telling you, when you go into a forum specifically built for beginners and you tell them crap like, oh, you should have known that question from the test that you took, that's your answer? Or things like, oh, you should just go back to the chicken bands. All right, guys, that's my bitch for the day. I'm Bob, K6UDA, and I'll catch you on the next video. 7-3, I'm out.